Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Coming off a pretty good episode. Minimum 2 left as Judas. No, minimum 1. I don't know why I thought we couldn't do Mega Satan and Mega Satan on the same run. Boss Rush, Mega Satan, Hush. You know what? Let's do it. I'm eager to play as a character with whom we can actually take deals with the devil, albeit a little riskily. Is that a real word? Is my last Isaac episode, my dudes, not forever, obviously, that would be foolish, but is my last Isaac episode before I leave for TwitchCon. I mentioned in the last episode, I'm recording this one mere moments later after a small warm-up on that Judas run. Feeling good, feeling ready, feeling prepared. Also feeling ready to, like, be away from Isaac for a couple of days. You know, I really do believe in the expression... You know, you gotta have a caveat with it, of course, or a corollary, but I do believe absence makes the heart grow fonder. When I'm away from Isaac, I appreciate it more. When I appreciate it the most is right after I've had, like, an amazing dynamite run. But, you know, it's easier to get stuck in the doldrums, and the minutia, and the whatnot, and the how does it go, when you're not taking breaks. Dude, we absolutely want that. So I'm eager. It's weird. I'm eager to leave and I'm eager to come back. I'm not so eager to leave just because it's early. I don't want to be that guy. But like, surely, San Jose, the 10th most populous city in the United States of America. Vancouver, the 3rd most populous city in Canada. They should have more than 2 direct flights daily. You know, one of them's at 9 a.m., one of them's at 9 p.m. They're both bad. I don't want to get on a... Like, I'll break it down for you. This is going to be an airplane episode because I'm getting on a flight tomorrow. What do you think is the best time to travel? There's many different schools of thought. There's no right or wrong answer. And I've run the gamut. I've done them all. I was really, like I said, excited for these deals with the devil. So thank you so much for working with me here. Not necessarily any right or wrong answers. My favorite time to fly out, it depends on the duration. If I'm flying within North America, I want to be able to land roughly at dinner time and leave right around brunch time, if that makes sense. My ideal time to take a flight, because you got to keep in mind you got to be at the airport like 2 hours earlier. My ideal time to take a flight is probably sometime between noon, so be at the airport at 10, and maybe, I don't know, like 6 p.m. Like, I've had situations for, like, oh, we're definitely going to get it, of course, but, like, for Champions of Fire, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, okay? Not necessarily, at least, but, you know, I left late for Champions of Fire. I left late for Las Vegas for 2 reasons, one of which is that I wanted to, you know, do a stream before I left, because I love streaming and also it's my job, so if I have to take a late flight, so be it. The other one is I don't really like Las Vegas that much. But I got on that flight at like 7 p.m. Maybe 8, something like that. Landed before 11. Had time to get a late lunch, a drink, nice sleep, woke up the next day, rested and refreshed. Everybody else looking like, you know, well, like you would from a night out in Vegas. To be expected. That's my ideal time to leave. Now, you might be saying, well, what if I'm landing, what if I'm flying from Los Angeles to Japan, you know, and when I land, it's going to be 5 p.m. I'll just let you know, a failure to plan is a plan to fail, okay? So yes, you should put in the effort to see, like, oh, maybe if I leave around this time, it'll be better for me. But sometimes you just have to accept that you're screwed. And, like, that happens to us whenever we go overseas. We're like, what time did we land again? Literally, it does not matter. Don't even answer the question. You don't need to look it up. When you land, look at a clock in the airport and be like, oh my god, we got on the plane at 10 a.m. and now it's 5 a.m. the day after? Like, you just... Well, that... You know, actually... I guess that would be like 19 hours. So, yeah, that seems about right. You just got to accept it. For a day or two, you're going to be all messed up. But... My parents are super, super early morning flyers, and I was going to say I hate it, but that's disingenuous, because I've only flown with my parents, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times in my entire life, probably less, actually. And for, you know, if they want to get up at 4 a.m., like, they got to take a flight to the real airport. No offense to the hometown where I grew up. But they wake up early, like 4 a.m., take a taxi to the airport, fly an hour to Toronto, and then fly 5 hours to Vancouver. They routinely still land in Vancouver before Kate or I even wake up. Like, I will wake up to a text that is like, hey, we landed. Hey, we're at the hotel. There's like 3 texts. Hey, we're taking a nap. And then I wake up and I text them and I go, you know, hey, how are you doing? And then they reply immediately because my parents are much better at communication than I am. I admire that because it means that once you get to where you're going, you got like the whole day. But I prefer to take a whole day at my place of origin than to take a whole day at my place of the destination, I suppose. It's a luxury of making your own hours, I suppose. Like for tomorrow, TwitchCon doesn't start till Friday. Today's Wednesday. I'm leaving for TwitchCon Thursday at 9 a.m. I would much rather just have like a normal this is total first world complaining, but I would much rather have a normal Thursday, you know, have some lunch, 4 p.m., mosey on down to the airport, get on the airplane, you know, land in San Jose by 7, meet up with some people, have dinner, go back to the hotel, watch 2 hours of A&E, and fall asleep to a Hardcore History episode. That's more my speed. I think, you know, it probably correlates with what kind of person you are. Are you a person who has trouble falling asleep or a person who has problems waking up? Well, actually, I think it's more like if you're a napper. As a non-napper, oh, dude, I love it. And it's not that I'm very wary about potentially being, like, gaslighted here, for example. But it's not that I think naps are stupid or unproductive or, you know, naps are too fun for me. No, thank you. I just literally... and a lot of people, you've sent me your words of support, your letters, your missives, etc., and you have said things like, hey, Anel, nobody else is brave enough to say it. I'm glad somebody out there's telling it like it is when it comes to naps. And it's true. If I nap, it's got to be for at least 4 hours, or as most people call it, a weekday sleep. The reason is, it might take me an hour to fall asleep. If it takes me an hour to fall asleep, I want to make sure I'm out for at least, like, I mean, as long as possible, ideally, but you know what I mean. Like, what's the point of taking an hour to fall asleep and then you get 45 minutes, you know? You could have spent an hour and 45 minutes doing something that maybe is less frustrating, because not being able to fall asleep is like the most frustrating feeling on earth. So I know when we land in San Jose, Kate will probably be like, let's go to the hotel and take a nap. But in my head, I'm going to be like, nah, I'm good for like 10 hours, but... got to be done. My parents can nap. If you can't nap, I think you'd much rather just have like an undisrupted sleep pattern on the way there. Anyway, you know, you get the idea. I'm with you, my fellow bad sleepers of the world. I've mentioned it many times. I sleep very, very soundly now. Unlike most, you might think, and I've said this opinion in the past, I am no longer like a 9 hours of sleep a night sort of boy, and I wish that I were. Of course, why wouldn't you, right? That's an amazing amount of sleep. I'm more of like a 6.5 to 7 hours sleep sort of boy right now, just because it's been busy lately. Times have been a little tougher. And I really hate, it's the classic, like, I don't want to say Twitch problem, but, yeah, I'll check it out. I probably shouldn't, but I'll do it anyway. I've been in this business long enough. I recognize, why do Twitch streamers get bad sleep schedules? It's not Twitch streamers, it's flexible hours. You go to bed 1 a.m. every night. One night you go to bed 1 a.m., you don't fall asleep right away. You don't fall asleep until 4. Let's say you normally get up at 11. No, that's 10 hours of sleep a night. That's ridiculous. Let's say you normally wake up at 9. So you sleep like 1 to 9 every night. One night, you're tossing and turning, not getting the kind of sleep you feel like you deserve. You wake up at 9 and you go, you know, I only got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I can go down for a couple extra hours. You go down for a couple extra hours. Then you wake up and you're like, I feel refreshed. I'm going to push everything in my day forward. And all of a sudden, you know, now you're going to bed at 2. And it just stacks and stacks and stacks. So I will just take a tired day. And I take one of those, you know, I don't know, maybe like 3 times a week. I just go, I would love to sleep more, but I'm not gonna. Because it's going to mess up my sleep schedule forever. Anyway. Faced with a very important decision tomorrow. On a 2.5-hour flight, what does one watch? You only get one movie, or like, you know, 3 episodes of an HBO caliber television program. I will definitely choose one movie. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. And it's, you know, I love like a 9-hour flight, because you get to watch roughly 4 movies, four movies in an episode. Whatever you choose to watch first doesn't matter that much. Sometimes you'll watch a movie just as an appetizer. I can remember many of my appetizers. I watched X-Men Apocalypse as an appetizer. So I said to myself, this is probably going to be bad, but I would like to at least know. And I've liked about half of the previous X-Men films, so plus I can get down with a bad superhero movie. I can't believe we didn't get hit there. Little did I realize how bad it was, but anyway, I digress. I watched Batman vs. Superman as an appetizer for the same reason. I watched the 2010 Duplass Brothers film Cyrus as an appetizer on a long flight. Then I get into the real movies. Toy Story 3. The A-Team. Excuse me, I had to use my vomit bag twice for that one. Then Prince of Persia. If you'll excuse me, I had to ask my neighbor for their vomit bag so I could use it twice for that one as well. There's a couple of stinkers on that flight. But yeah, dude, I don't know what I'm going to watch. Last year en route to TwitchCon, I watched Alien Covenant. It was the perfect one-flight movie. Entertaining, half because of the entertainment value, half because there was definitely some stuff worthy of being made fun of. The appropriate length, and hey, by the time they go, we're beginning our ascent into Los Angeles International Airport, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to not be watching a movie anymore. Anyway, what am I talking about? It doesn't matter, okay? We're moving on. I got nothing else to talk about except the fact that I'm flying tomorrow. I don't know about anybody else, but I get like the morning nausea. I'm a great waker. I wake with the best of them. I've never been a great sleeper. I never finished this tangent, but I used to have a lot of trouble falling asleep when until I was like 26 or 27. And that's why I say, like, my fellow bad sleepers, I sympathize with you. I used to have maybe one night a week to one night a month where I would literally get 0 sleep. Which is not even, like, an order of magnitude worse than the average person. I'm just letting you know I got the street cred to hang with you. I've gotten to work on literally 0 hours of sleep. I've gotten to work on 1 hour of sleep, etc., etc., etc. It sucks. I hate it. And you're like, literally, the human body is just bad. Because if you're not insomnia, if you have no trace of insomnia within your brain or blood at all, you don't understand it, and that just makes it even more frustrating. Because here's what happens: you try to fall asleep. Normally, you fall asleep, let's say, within 15 minutes. Is a half hour later, you open your eyes and you go, okay, I'm gonna look at the clock. You look at the clock, you're like, oh, I can't believe I haven't fallen asleep by now, and you get angry. And then once you get angry, it's hard to fall asleep when you're angry or in a heightened emotional state. So, you just get angry, and then that makes it even less likely that you're going to be able to fall asleep. So you look at the clock, and it's been another 45 minutes, and you go, oh my god, I can't believe I'm not asleep by now. And you get even angrier, and it just spirals out of control. You start doing the sleep math in your head. You're like, oh, if I fall asleep right now, literally at this exact moment, I could still get 3 hours and 35 minutes. That's only slightly less than half of what they recommend, so you can round it up to half, and then I'll take it easy tomorrow. I'll postpone you start to bargain with yourself, like, I'll take a nap for lunch instead of going to the company mixer. I'm way better about it now, and honestly, it is send your own hours, because I've lost the pressure. Now, as long as I wake up for the NLSS, I could do all my recording late at night if I had to. It wouldn't be a big deal. Plus, I maintain a backlog, so if I had to, I could take a day off. But what is this, a Saturday? I don't think so. Anyway, hey! This is a very bad room for me. We need to really up our rate of fire. That's the big problem here. Sir. That was a terrible room. I apologize for that. Here's what you do. You go drop a bomb right there. Told you. Feeling not so bad about it right now. But I have always been, you can't fly forever, you fool. Now I don't feel better about it at all. I haven't always been a good sleeper. Now I'm an okay sleeper. Still can't sleep on planes for some reason, though. If I get on a bus, my body's just like, yeah, I think it's honestly that, like, riding the school bus as a child when I was sleepy trained me, like, it classically conditioned me Pavlovian style to believe that the bus makes me sleepy, when actually it's just being forced to wake up at 6:45 a.m. so that you could ride the bus an hour each way to school. But anyway, I've always been a great waker. For whatever reason, I can fall asleep, sleep for 2 hours, not for extended periods of time, but for like a couple of days. If you're like, hey, you know, we're going to bed, it's 4 a.m., you want to meet at 8 for breakfast? I would be like, dude, 8 for breakfast? Are you crazy? What do they got? If you're like, the French toast is pretty good, I would be like, all right, you got me. I'll be there at 8. And you know what? Combined with the fact that I also tend to be an early person, I wouldn't be there for 8. I'd be there at like 7:45. Bleary-eyed, but mentally in an okay state of mind. So, you know, if you got trouble sleeping, maybe you've at least just look at it on the bright side. You've developed the skill of being a great waker. That's the way I choose to think about it. Like, so when Kate and I travel, we have like a division of labor. And this is honest, but also we do joke about it to ourselves. By the way, definitely, why wouldn't you take Bumbo here? Well, you hate having a lot of damage? You'd rather just be bad? I don't really want to do that just yet. If you'll give me just a moment here. Nah, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. HP is kind of at a premium. She organizes everything. She's a great planner, as you might expect. My time management skills are highly great, but I'm not much of a planner. Most of the time it's just because I feel I don't need to, which is admittedly kind of a bad habit. I definitely do not want to deal with the devil, so let's just grab this right away. Yeah, we don't want those. We want to deal with the angel chances, in case you've forgotten. But, so I'll be like, the other reason is that she plans, and she likes to plan. So I don't have to do it. So I've become even worse at it as time has gone on. But, are we on depths too? Yes. Alright. We got a chance at boss rush here, but we might not have to do it. So anyway, Kate, basically, up to the point of being at the airport or in our destination or on the train station or whatever, she's the boss, you know? She has planned everything out in advance because she's a terrible waker. And I'm being honest with you, I love my wife. She's a dynamite sleeper. I wish I could have the way, like, I wish the roles could be reversed, or at least I could duplicate her role. She could fall asleep at the drop of a hat. She sleeps fine on airplanes. She sleeps like a baby at all times. She's horrible at waking up, especially if she's had a bad sleep. So when it comes, like, I know tomorrow already, and I'm comfortable with this role. Again, it's an equitable division of labor. When it comes time for tomorrow, you know, as soon as that clock goes beep, 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 at like 6:30, we're probably going to go to bed at like 2, just because we got a lot of stuff to do, and that's when we're used to falling asleep. I'm going to be up, I'm going to be driving the bus. You know, I'm going to be like, hey, you should get up, and then, like, go brush my teeth. If she's not up by the time I brush my teeth, I'm like, hey, we have to get up and go. I'm driving the bus for the next little bit. It's okay. This is a perfect opportunity for this. Yes, grab that anyway. Grab that thing anyway. Tell me why I'd like to defeat Boss Rush. Oh, tell me why it would make my posted flush. Tell me why I don't want to be blue, baby, more than I have to be. Anything? Hold on. Devil, Empress, it doesn't matter, I think. Sure. Fair enough. Still got a chance. The Empress does help out, but only a little bit. So that's what tomorrow's going to be like, and that's fine. I don't mind being the guy who drives the bus. Again, it plays to our strengths. Kate's a great planner, and I'm great at waking up. For some reason, you know, I wake up not superhuman, just, I think it's just from doing it as a youngster, as often as I had to do it. You know, headache, bleary eyes, no coffee, a little bit of nausea in the stomach. You know, it's too much information, but one of the things people who don't necessarily always sleep well will tell you, even when you beg them not to, is that your bowel movements get all weird as well, and that's no fun, hopefully, unless you are into some stuff that I'm not into. But either way, Knock all that stuff out. And then I'm like, we gotta be at the airport. I'm cracking jokes. Keeping the mood light. I'm giving my wife hugs and I'm saying, we'll be on the plane soon. And then I'll be doing the little negotiation that has to be done as well. I'll be like, you know, what do you want to do? And she's like, let's just sit at the gate and nap. And I'm like, part of being a good waker is that I really respect that insomniac breakfast meal. Like, the only thing better than having a bad night's sleep and supplementing it with a good breakfast is getting a good night's sleep and then eating anything you want. But if I'm going to be at the airport at, 7 a.m., I'm getting a breakfast that consists of some proportion of fried potato. I promise you this. Alright, so we want to go negative path here, right? I got to check. Wow, that was very bad. I've still got to check. Holy Light's doing some incredible work for us. I am not looking at Boss Rush right now as a viable option. Straight up. I would love to. We'll see if we get, / what we get from a deal with the devil, but it's a low percentage chance. We do want to take... No, we don't need to take negative path. We need to go Hush. Oh, man. Okay, hold up. I think we're going to take the Polaroid then. For the chance to make Hush... We don't need the negative. Now, do we care to try to duplicate this stuff and then fight? Here's the thing. Duplicating this stuff will be nice, but we don't need to. Like, we don't get enough. I'm sorry to say. This Boss Rush will kill us. You're asking me to basically throw my life away and give you a shorter video. And I will not do it. I won't let you give in to your basest desires. Alright, well, thanks for watching. You can't get better timing than that. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time when I get back from sunny San Jose with hopefully a sunnier disposition. Although I've been a lot better about it lately. Anyway, apologies for the shorter episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!